All right, so that was probably the most eventful weigh-in and face-off I've ever seen. Ever. That did not involve some kind of huge brawl. And I'm only throwing that out as a disclaimer because I can't, I'm not thinking through it. This is what I want to tell you. Here's what I want to tell you about what just happened. Okay, first of all, Dillon just completely dominated that weigh-in. We're going to look at all of it, right? We're going to look at the face-off. We're going to look at the weigh-in, all of that. I will put these at the beginning. All right. What timestamp we got? 11 minutes. Okay. So I'll put some of this at the beginning so that I'm not just talking for, 100 minutes, but like this was the face-off.
On the prime card, Dillon Danis, Logan Paul.
Logan's posturing.
Real face-off.
Logan's posturing. Dillon's kicking the glass because he wants to get to Logan.
Real face-off, bro. It's all real face-off. You're a pussy.
It's all broadcast live.
Right? Dillon is kicking the glass, trying to get to Logan. Logan is posturing behind the glass. Dillon says, let's get out there and do this. Logan won't do it.
I got all the goons in case he tries to concern him.
All right, and then this is Logan on the mic. And again, he did not take this thing off the whole time. Sorry, I'm kind of reiterating because I know I'm going to put this at the beginning of the video because I talked for so long without showing footage. But I don't want to do that to you guys.
Feeling beautiful. Dillon Danis is a coward. He's a predator.
Speaking of which, for all the effort, why don't you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet? I would really appreciate that, because I'm trying to build an empire, and you guys can help. One subscriber at a time.
I'm fucking him up, Ariel. I'm fucking him up tomorrow. He's a dirty ass fighter. I got all the goons in case he tries anything funny. In fact, I got Dillon Danis, Kryptonite in the building. You know I brought the baddest dudes in the world. I got Gordon Ryan to protect me in case he tries any jiu-jitsu bullshit. This man gonna fuck you up tomorrow. You try to pull some shit.
Dude, oh my God. I'm going to open with this. Think about this, dude. Okay, yesterday, Dillon Danis smashed him with a microphone. Okay, now I feel like I need to disclaimer this every time. I am not trying to hate on Logan Paul. The only problem I ever had with him was the lawsuit. Now, I hate to do this on an exciting video like this, but I got to do a sponsor. I owe it to them, and this is a great sponsor with a great product that I personally use. Give it a look real quick. Please sit through it because the rest of this video is going to be fire. So today I want to tell you about the sponsor of this video, Delete Me. Delete Me is a hands-free subscription service that will remove your personal information that's being sold online. Data brokers are constantly selling your information all over the place. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want everybody knowing where I live or knowing what my phone number is, etc. Now, people getting swatted is a constant problem. People in my line of work getting swatted, constant problem. A friend of mine, other creator, was getting swatted. Lots of public figures get swatted. Now, I said public figures. All of you are public figures. If you have social media, you're public. If you work for a company, you're public. If just the idea of anyone knowing what your address is and connecting it to you makes you uncomfortable, then Delete Me is going to be a great service for you. I did this personally. You get a report in about 7 days showing all the places that your information was and where it got removed. It'll remove all of your personal data like your phone and your address, and you can feel a lot safer knowing that your information is not public and easy to find. Now, just to wrap this up and get back to the video, I want to give you the 4 steps of how this works. 1, you submit your info. 2, the experts search for it. 3, the removal process starts. You'll receive a detailed report in 7 days. And then 4, the scans and deletions keep updating every 3 months. Now, I personally use Delete Me, and I trust them after working with them. It's not just about protecting yourself, it's about protecting your family. Now, you get a 20% off discount using the promo code JESSE. So you can go to joindeleteme.com/Jesse and then use promo code Jesse for 20% off. Now, you can go to joindeleteme.com/Jesse, use the promo code Jesse for a 20% discount, and start feeling safer. Just ethically, because I've gone through the bankruptcy thing I talked about in my previous video. That's my problem with Logan. I am not a clout chaser. I'm not trying to hate him. This is just what I am observing as a person with a lot of experience, both on as an analyst and as a person who's been in a lot of violent shit in a bunch of different circumstances. And what I'm saying is, think about this, dude. Dillon took a microphone, smashed it on his face. He ducked out of there, right? Ducked out, didn't respond because he felt, he got hit with a weapon. I'm not bashing Logan for that at all. What I'm saying is he got punked in front of the world yesterday and everybody knows it, right? It was totally insane that Dillon did that. He very easily could have just ended the fight could have not happened as a result of that. It was reckless. I'm not endorsing it. I don't think that it was smart, but circumstances are what they are and we're moving forward now. Okay? So that's what happened yesterday. Today, they're doing a face-off. Logan comes out in a face mask, not showing his face, probably because he's got stitches or something or whatever's going on with his eye. And then when he gets on the microphone, what does he say? He's talking about people he brought with him. Do you know what he's talking about people he brought with him. He's not talking about himself. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get him tomorrow. But like, he brought up, I got goons with me. I got Gordon Ryan with me. Now, I would imagine a lot of the people who have come to my channel because, like, I don't know, they for some reason that they're hating on me. You know what I mean? Like, originally they were like, oh, this guy's whatever. But like the people like me, where you've watched my channel because you could tell that we'd be friends. I know I don't need to say anything else about this for you to understand exactly what I'm saying. The next interaction with Dillon after having him hit him in the face with a weapon, the next time that he's on the microphone, he's talking about guys that he brought with him, regardless of what the context is. I brought Gordon Ryan in case you, what? He doesn't even need to finish that sentence. You brought who? You brought Gordon, you know what I mean? Like, I brought some other, it's like, bro, you're going to be in there by yourself, dude. There's no one's going to, like, you think that, like, what are you trying to accomplish? You think that makes Dillon afraid going in there? I mean, like, I know that people are talking about maybe Dillon will just choke him during the fight or whatever. But, like, he's going to either do that or he's not. You bring Gordon Ryan in case he charges, that makes it more likely that he's going to do that. But the bottom line, without even getting into that, it's like, dude, he's talking about other people. You are in a one-on-one fight with him tomorrow night. A one-on-one fight in 24 hours from right now. And you're talking about other people that you brought with you. You know what I mean? That indicates to me that I'm right about what the mental effect was after yesterday. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to punk Logan. I'm saying it because that's how I would feel. If I came out and I put a brave face on and I didn't do what he just did, it would still be through, it just means that I was able to put, I was able to kind of like really think through what I need to present versus how I felt. You know what I mean? Someone hits you in the face with a weapon the night before and you don't do anything about it and you have to go out the next day in front of the entire world and respond to him. Dude, you're going to be mind fucked. And he just tipped his hand. That doesn't mean that Dillon's going to win. It doesn't mean Dillon's going to win. I'm only talking about where his brain's at. Because here's the other thing. As much as I'm talking about this, we're like, okay, Logan's talking about other people. Logan wore a face mask. Dillon wanted to get to Logan, and Logan didn't want to get to Dillon, all big mental edge things. That only lasts for like a very short period of time. Once they're in there and they start exchanging punches, right? They start exchanging, and now it's skills on skills. Dillon's mental edge will last a little bit. At a certain point, this happens with everyone, he's going to go, this guy's human. He got me nervous, he got me scared, but now I'm banging with him. He's not better than the guys that I bang with in the gym. He's not better than this guy. He's not better than this guy. He's not better, like, okay, I got this. You know what I mean? Unless Dillon starts hurting him early. If Dillon hurts him early, that's different. But if Dillon's not able to hurt him early, then this mental edge that he has is totally irrelevant. It will have no effect. But again, if he can take what happened yesterday and today into the early rounds and he can hurt Logan early, then all of this really matters. Because again, Logan talking about, oh, I brought Gordon Ryan is a huge tell to me where his brain's at, dude. That's a huge tell where his brain's at. He's like, Dillon got him scared. He's talking about jiu-jitsu because yesterday he got caught off guard that Dillon hit him with a microphone. So now he's like, Jesus, this guy's fucking crazy. He might do anything. That is a good thing. But anyway, let's continue.
There he is, one of the greatest jiu-jitsu practitioners of all time. That is, in fact, Gordon Ryan.
And Gordon Ryan is hilarious. He's just like, he's so fucking cool, dude.
Ryan, Gordon, why are you here?
Really, I'm here just to retrieve Dillon because I need someone to clean my cars, and he's the one who usually does it, and so I came all the way here just to retrieve him, to bring him back home to Texas.
Long-standing feud between these two that dates back many, many years, Gordon Ryan and Dillon Danis. I would love to get Dillon's thoughts on this, but I don't know if I could do that. Let me just ask you.
Dillon ain't got no thoughts. He's fucking brain dead.
This is what I'm saying, dude. Like Logan did the best he could. Grabs a mic. Dillon ain't got no thoughts. He's brain dead. Like, he's doing the best he can. But like, shit talk. We have escalated from shit talk now. Like we have, like this pregame has escalated from shit talk. Bottom line. Yesterday we went to violence. Yesterday we went to violence. Today we are in this thing, and you have the opportunity to be physically close to Dillon. Dillon wants to be physically close to you. You are choosing to have a thing between you guys. Now, I'm not saying that is necessarily just Logan being like afraid or whatever. He might just be like, this guy's fucking crazy. I'm not going to give him the opportunity to hit me with a weapon and get out of this fight. Maybe. But again, he talked about having people with him to defend him, right? Okay, so here's another. Okay, so for anybody who does not understand what I'm saying, right? If this is kind of going over your head, which is totally possible. Maybe I'm not doing a good job explaining it. I'll put it to you like this so that it can either make sense, and also if you're younger and you don't have a lot of experience with this shit, you'll recognize it in the future. Okay. If you end up squared up with someone, right? Like you're squared up with someone and they're talking. First of all, I would suggest don't do that. I've never seen that lead to any good outcomes. Talk. You know what I mean? What's there to say, dude? If they're looking like they want to fight you, you fucking make sure you get off first on them. I mean, well, at least that's how I did it, you know. But irrelevant. So let's say you are talking though. Like, let's say that they've said something to you and you're like, wait, what? You know, like it's not there yet. You know, it's not quite there yet. And you guys are talking. If the person you're talking to brings up the number of people that they have versus the number of people that you have, pussy, and you know it, dude. Waiting to get starched. Bottom line. That is a universal rule unless they are trying to talk their way out of the fight. Okay? Without getting too deep in the nuance. If you're the one, you know, if someone's trying to press and they're like, look, dude, we got 15 guys here. You got 3. You really want to fucking do this? If they're trying to talk their way out of it, that's different. That's different. That doesn't mean, okay, go move on them. Look, if you got a couple, it's like, listen, dude, you escalate this. There's 4 of you. You guys weigh 150 pounds on average. There's 8 of us. Okay. I weigh 200 pounds. I'm the smallest guy here. This is my jiu-jitsu team. This is not going to go well for you. Just take your drink, go sit down, forget that this happened. This is not a fight you want. That's different. But if you're squared up and the guy goes, yeah, he's like, you guys got 2 guys. Look at us, man. We got 4. And they're being the aggressor, pussy, starch that guy. If you think that it's going to fight, if you think it's going to escalate to that there, just because that guy's waiting to go down, dude. And so that's my point. Is like Logan's going to fight him one-on-one and he brings up Gordon Ryan. You know what I mean? Now, for the record, if I had to bet this fight right now, I still think Logan has a really good shot of winning. I think he has a real good shot of winning. But Dillon's crazy, dude. I can't even stress that. Like, Dillon is fucking crazy. He is an actual fighter. Like, when Dillon's been saying, like, he's not a real fighter, you know, like, you hear people say that, and you're talking about a YouTuber, and it's kind of like, all right, because people always say that. But, like, with Dillon, he means it, dude. He, like, really means it. And he's saying he's a real fighter because he's like, I'm an actual violent person. Like, I'm a violent person. I want this. I'll smash you in the fucking face with a microphone. Get close to me, and I'll twist your fucking joints until they pop. I'll shatter your teeth and never think another second about it. If you're stuck against the ropes and you're unconscious, I'm going to break your nose and break your teeth until the ref comes and throws himself in between us to save your life. That's what I'm going to do because I enjoy that. I've been fantasizing about hurting you, not winning the fight, about really fucking you up, dude. About really fucking you up, about hurting you, taking shit from you. Lawsuit? Oh, you want to put me into bankruptcy? That's what you want? There's only one way I know how to respond to that because I'm a real fighter. I'm going to fucking hurt you, dude. This is not going to go well for you. And I just want you to know, we're fighting. I just want you to know in advance the way this is going to go. And that's with you hurt. Your best case scenario is that you're not permanently disfigured or permanently injured in an irreversible way. You got a long career in front of you. You better fucking hope that you got both your legs. You know what I mean? Like, he like wants it. He's fucking crazy. Where Logan's like a really charismatic, very athletic guy who's super fucking dangerous. Again, I just want to Logan is a very dangerous dude in real life. Like the shit that gets lost in translation in these conversations is always like, people like let's say as an example, let's say Dillon won. Like regular people are gonna be like, oh my God, Logan Paul, what a pussy. You're like, are you fucking serious? Logan would beat the fucking shit out of you. If you got in a fist fight with Logan Paul, you would survive if he decided that you are allowed to live another day. Do you know what I mean? It's like regular, just like observers who don't really have experience look at a guy losing a fight to a stone professional and they're like, oh, what a pussy. And you're like, dude, the two guys in that ring are light years ahead of you. Now, I'm not talking about the pros, dude, just for the record. I'm not talking about fucking Schaub or Chael, Bisping, any of these. Like, I'm not talking about those guys at all. I'm talking about casuals with no actual experience, you know, and they just see a guy lose a fight and so they kind of like stick the pussy tag on him. You're like, that's just an absurd way to look at the world, man. I don't even remember the point that I was making. Just that Logan's a tough ass dude. And he's charismatic but he's just not wired like that. He's not wired like that, dude. I saw the video when he was doing the slap fighting and he fucking starched that guy and he dropped out of the slap fighting contest. Remember that? You guys remember that? Like when he you know, the guy was like, I'm the slap guy. And he came over and Logan fucking dirt napped him. And then Logan dropped out of the contest because he was like, Jesus. I respect that. I don't like that fucking slap fighting shit for that reason. I don't like seeing guys unprotected getting starched. I don't like it. So like Logan's a guy that he doesn't want to like just hurt people. I'm sure he wants to hurt Dillon, but Dillon wants to hurt him worse, you know? Fuck, man. That weigh-in was bananas. Anyway, Jesus. I've been talking for 26 minutes. Amazing. All right, well, enjoy the show, guys. Love you guys. But I need to give you guys context to what we're going to watch because, you know, I watched the whole thing. And so you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. So I want to give you some context. All right. So number one thing, I have a combat sports YouTube channel. When I tell you I've seen more weigh-ins than I could ever imagine counting, that's obviously true. I have no idea how many. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of weigh-ins. But in every case that I can think of, by the time we got to weigh-ins, it was just kind of this incidental thing where you got to check the box and then go. I've never gotten more fired up about a fight after weigh-ins and face-off. It all looks contrived to me by that point. This is the first time where like my anticipation for this fight just escalated immensely. And when I say that Dillon Danis dominated this, you know, like I'm going to title this something like Dillon 10-7 or something like that because Dillon absolutely won this. Normally, especially when it's Logan Paul, everybody's hating on Logan Paul. It's easy views. If you watch my channel, I hope you guys know by now, I don't do the thing where I hate on people for views. I don't do that, dude. If I'm hating on someone, that is really what I think. I don't do the calculation like, oh, if I hate on this guy, I'll get views. I don't do that. And I feel like I need to use that as a disclaimer right now because obviously I was very hard on Logan about the lawsuit. And then yesterday we talked about you know what I'm saying. So when I say that Logan got completely dominated in this face-off, I want to just preface this. I'm not saying that Logan did bad. I don't even think Logan did bad. He did wear a ski mask the entire time, which certainly we're going to talk about because it probably means that he's cut right here. You know what I mean? Like it probably has to do with his cut. But Dillon did so good in this weigh-in. It was insane. It was insane. I've never been so surprised by a person's performance. Man, I just talked for 2.5 minutes and literally didn't even say anything. I'm like so fired up, dude. Let's just watch something really quick so it's not just me talking this whole time. So the face-off is in this cage, right? And the cage, they can't get to each other, okay?
The action will be intense. Here they are, face to face.
They can't get to each other.
Divided by a special glass partition. Once again, we want the fighters to be healthy and save that energy for the ring tomorrow night.
Logan wore this face mask the whole time.
Dillon Danis, Logan Paul.
Dillon's kicking it, trying to get to him.
Come on, let's do a real face-off. Let's do a real face-off. Let's do a real face-off.
Logan won't do it.
Real face-off. No, let's do a real face-off. Real face-off, huh? Let's do a real face-off. You're a pussy.
It's all broadcast live
almost got killed in New York.
and exclusive.
So you got almost killed in New York.
So, okay, let me just pause it there. Now, listen, let me just make clear. That interaction right there is not what, I mean, it's part of what I'm talking about. The main part of that, I mean, that's a fraction of what just happened. But the main part about that is like Dillon is simple. These two guys got in an altercation yesterday and Dillon smashed him in the face with a microphone. I did a long video about it last night. It has, I don't know, I think at this point it's like 150,000 views in like, I don't know, 14 hours, which for my channel is a lot, you know? So a lot of people have seen that. And so I don't want to but I have to go back to what I was talking about last night, which is about the mental game between these two guys. Logan Paul's wearing a ski mask this entire weigh-in, which means he's cut for sure. He's cut for sure. He doesn't want Dillon to be able to say anything about the cut, right? That's why he's wearing the ski mask. Either that, I mean, he might have needed stitches, dude. I don't know. But bottom line is, I mean, that has to be why he's wearing the mask, or he's mind fucked and he's like going into some like, I don't know, like this is my alter ego, you know, the ninja Logan Paul or whatever. Either way, you know, whatever. But bottom line is this. At this face-off, Dillon made crystal clear he wants to be close to Logan. He wants to be right there. He's like, let's do a real face-off. Let's do a real face-off. He said it 100 times. He said it to the announcers. He said it to the security guys. He wouldn't go into the cage. He was like, no, dude, let's do a real face-off. They literally had to force him, you know, had to force him to do to go into the cage. Then when they're in there, you know, Dillon jumped on the mic and yelled some things, but candidly, if you can't see his face, it doesn't really land very well. He's yelling about what he's going to do. But when they, when they got in there, Dillon is screaming, let's get out there. Like, you're talking, let's go and let's get close, dude. Why does that matter? And Logan doesn't do it. Why does that matter? Logan's in charge of the entire event. Of course, if Logan wants to, they can go out and they can get nose to nose. Why does that matter? Simple. You know what? Okay, what's the best way to put this? When you're going to fight a person, your impression of them is incredibly important, especially related to your impression of yourself compared to them, right? I know a lot of you guys and me have spent a significant portion of our lives, I would imagine, you know, I mean, certainly much more for me when I was younger than now, kind of walking around, just looking around, seeing dudes and just being like, no threat, you know, no threat, no threat. I'd take that guy. No threat, no threat, no threat. Feels good knowing that you can take care of yourself. Or in some cases, you're like, whoa, that's a scary ass dude. Like, you know, but nonetheless, it's like you're constantly assessing another dude's risk compared to you, right? And if a dude convinces you that they want that violence, you know what I mean? Like, they want it. They're not just talking, like, they want that. It's not that they're ready for violence. They want the violence. Like, they want to hurt you, dude. They want to get close to you. They want to fight. They're not just doing this because they're trapped in it. They want it, dude. That's why Dillon 10-6 this, because bottom line, Dillon convinced me for sure, absolutely for sure, that psycho-ass motherfucker, he wants to fight. Like, he wants this violence right now. He wants to get at Logan Paul. He wants to get in his face. He wants to break him mentally. It's like, because the guy's like, listen, like, I'm not doing a good job explaining this. Dillon is an online troll. He's an online troll. Obviously, this guy is not wired like most people socially. He's just not, dude. Like, Dillon is not wired like a lot of guys socially. And clearly, he doesn't give a shit about whether people like him. You know? He doesn't give a shit about whether people like him. And that is such a huge strength in the fight game. Because caring about people wanting, you know, like just having that, like, oh, I want people. So it's actually kind of unrelated, but like, because he's a troll on the internet, you don't really know what's he like here. We've only seen him fight in Bellator twice. And you didn't, you know, there wasn't like some huge buildup. You didn't get to see what he's like in the pre-fight. You didn't get to see, you know, you got to see him walk out. But people think that Dillon Danis is a clown. People, I mean, like, that's their impression of Dillon Danis. This guy's a clown. And now this is the first time we're getting to see him in the build-up to a fight. It's like, oh, shit. This guy is not a clown at all. This guy's a fucking gangster. For real, dude. Like, for real, for real. He's a goof online. You know, he's taking pictures in the bath. He's got $2,000 spread out in cash. I always thought that was so funny. Mixed Molly Whoppery, who I've actually talked to the other day, or yesterday. He's got a video coming out about Sean Strickland. Nuclear fire. Anyway, but so I always remember him talking about Dillon Danis in this old Connor video, and he's like, look at this guy. And there was a picture of Dillon that Dillon had put up on social media where he had spread out like, must have been, I don't know, $1,600 in hundreds, like he was flexing 1,600. And I always thought that was so funny. So you're looking at it, you're like, this guy's a goof. But guess what, dude? The persona that you put on the internet or on Instagram or whatever, that is a wholly separate thing from imminent violence. How's this guy going to handle it? Imminent violence. You know, like you have to know. I mean, most people know what kind of person you are. Like what kind of person are you when it comes to violence, sanctioned violence, whatever. You know what I mean? Like just, okay. So like as an example for me, if violence happens around me, I'm autopilot instantly. Like if something happens, I don't get scared. Like I just react. Okay. Like instantly. That said, in sanctioned violence, you know, jiu-jitsu tournament, etc. Every time before my first match, I'm like, I don't want to be here, dude. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. You know, I'm going to do it anyway. But like my psychological state is like, I don't want to do this. It doesn't make me fight any worse. You know, like it doesn't make me like perform worse. But like the buildup, every single time I'm like, I wish I wouldn't have even done this. You know, I wish I honestly wouldn't have done this. If someone in the moment presses me, you know what I mean? But like building up, it's like, fuck. And Dillon is a dude who clearly is a one-off reactor because he smashed the but like a guy on the other side right before the event who wants it like that. That's gonna mindfuck you, dude. Like he wants to fight you more than you want to fight him. He says, let's do a real face-off. Logan does not want to do it. Logan won't do it. I mean, maybe I'm projecting here, you know, because I'm just putting myself in Logan's position, but I can promise you that for me, I would be going into the fight nervous now if I was Logan, for sure. I mean, looking at him and he's like, fuck, this guy wants this. Like he wants me. He's not nervous. All he wants is to fight. Oh my God, I just talked for 11 minutes. I'm sorry, that's how fired up this was. Bottom line, dude, Dillon smashed this. Now, I want to talk about, okay, so let's actually watch this. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to just fucking talk for 11 straight minutes. You know,